Kentucky lawmakers are floating a bill that could blow a massive hole in the machine gun ban of 1986, much like what West Virginia is doing. This time it is in Kentucky, where you're talking about House Bill 749, sponsored by Rep. DJ Roberts, that would create a Office of Public Defense inside the Kentucky State Police. That office would buy modern select fire machine guns, like M16s, whatnot, and then transfer them directly to qualified Kentuckians who pass a background check. So we're going to go ahead and talk about that because that uses a federal exemption in the Hughes Amendment to actually get around it, kind of like what West Virginia did. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Okay, so we're going to be talking about HB 749, which I said was introduced by a person in Kentucky who has been quietly defending Second Amendment for years now. That is Rep. TJ Roberts. Rep. TJ Roberts just voted against a law that would have banned Glock switches in Tennessee. So here we go. All right, so Tennessee is looking at using the same loophole that West Virginia is using, which is basically where the Hughes Amendment said that the federal government, state governments, or any localities can transfer machine guns to anyone. It doesn't have to be pre-1986. It can be post-1986. Right now, pre-1986 machine guns are incredibly expensive and I don't think are worth the money, but this could put like your modern machine guns in circulation. It would basically, what the bill does, it creates an Office of Public Defense. The Office of Public Defense would be ran by the Kentucky State Police, and they would set up stores basically to sell machine guns to everyone out there. So you would be able to buy a machine gun directly from the state police. And this is a cool thing because the machine guns would come directly from the manufacturer. The manufacturer would sell it directly to the police. So the actual cost of these machine guns would actually be cheaper than they would be at a regular store. The bill says in order to buy it, they would buy it, hold on, state-owned property, and transfer it to Kentuckians who pass a background check. So that would carve out a law, because it'd still be state-owned, but they would give it to the civilian population. So if the state buys and transfers it to you, the Hughes Amendment shouldn't apply. That's directly from the bill's sponsor. So as long as you're a Kentuckian, and not prohibited, and can pass a XTech check, you can apply through the Kentucky State Police Office of Public Defense. The office would buy the machine gun that you would like. So basically, it's not like a store where you have a bunch of machine guns. You say, hey, I want this machine gun. And then they would go ahead and buy it. CRS Firearms. I'll send you an advanced copy of my article. Yeah. According to this bill, it is totally legal. Now, there is a couple different things that we have to look at here. Kentucky is a very red state, but the person that is governor of Kentucky is Andy Beshear. Andy Beshear is a Democrat, and he is almost 100% going to veto this if this gets to his desk. But not all hope is lost. There is enough people to override his veto. So even though we know he is going to veto it, we also know that there's enough votes to override his veto. So, yeah, this is different. This is different from the West Virginia. It won't be in the NFA because Kentucky would still own the machine guns. They would just give you a lifetime license to use the machine guns, which you'll be able to transfer to whoever you want, any type of kin or whatnot. Or if you want to transfer it to another person, you would, I think the fee would be a $250 transfer fee for the state police, and then they would put it in the new person's name. So it's a little bit different strategy, but it still works and it still puts machine guns in the hands of Kentuckians. What we need to do is we need to get this passed because, like I've talked before, we need to chip away at the NFA one piece at a time, and getting rid of the Hughes the Hughes Amendment would be great. What we need to do, if you are in Kentucky, you look up your state rep and ask them specifically about their stance on HB 749. What you should ask them is, do you support or oppose this? Will you co-sponsor it? Will you commit to a public vote? Be polite. Don't don't go crazy. Don't like cuss them out if they don't, but be polite, but be firm and say that. There is a bunch of other states who I can see jumping on this. We're seeing West Virginia and Kentucky. I am sure we're going to be seeing other states jump on this. This is just the second in a long line of dominoes that's going to fall. If you look at constitutional carry, for a long time, it was only Vermont, and then other states started seeing it and started passing constitutional carry. And now the majority of states have constitutional carry. So the first thing we need to do is get this to the governor's desk in Kentucky. That's Andy Beshear. He is going to veto it. Correct. 100% he will veto it. But if we push the representatives in Kentucky hard enough, he can override that veto. They can override that veto. So this is a good move. This is something that is going to spread across the country. More states will take it. Even if it doesn't pass this year in Kentucky or West Virginia, it is out there, which means that it will come back up and up and up until it does get passed. The way bills are passed, they usually don't get passed the first time they get introduced. It usually takes a few times. That's just how the sausage is made. So if neither of these bills, the Kentucky bill or West Virginia, gets to the governor's desk, Jim Justice of West Virginia will sign it. Andy Beshear will not sign it. But getting it to the desk would be a win. Getting them introduced would be a win. Right now, the West Virginia one is stuck in the House Judiciary. Senate Judiciary, not House Judiciary. Senate Judiciary. I did a video on that earlier. We need to push them to actually give it a hearing and bring it to the floor for a vote. The Kentucky one is just introduced today, so I haven't got a full breakdown on who supports it or not, but it does seem to have a lot of support in Kentucky. And yeah. So that is the whole video for today. I just wanted to put that out there to let you know exactly what is going on because this is exciting times. This is the second state that has done a similar action. So we're going to have to see where this goes, but this could change everything. The two West Virginia bills and the Kentucky bills are different in certain ways. The West Virginia bill transfers ownership to the person, but you have to go through the whole entire NFA. The Kentucky bill would just be a NICS check, but it's more of a lifetime license. So if you have to transfer to someone else, you have to go back to the state police and pay $250 to get a transfer to someone else. Unless it's a family member, then that family member can just take it from you and not to pay the transfer fee. Well, wherever to Kentucky, I don't know, but it wouldn't surprise me. All right, guys, that's it. I hope you guys have a great night. Just wanted to put this information out there. I got an article coming out tomorrow in Amaland that's going to be breaking it down more in depth, and you should give it a read. The Amaland people are great people, and I love working for Amaland. So I will talk to you guys later. Well, bye.